Hi everyone, just want to touch base and actually share with you some good news. I'm tired of watching CNN, goodness me, 24 hours of problems and bad news everywhere. Now that is the reality, but we just need to be careful that that doesn't become a full-time horizon as well. Today I'm coming to you from Waikanae Beach, which is on the Kapiti Coast, about an hour north of Wellington, so bear with me, I'll just turn you around. And it certainly gives you time to reflect when you're up here at the beach. Staying with mum and dad, which is going fantastically, apart from we did have a robust discussion with mum the other day around her dog called Jacko. Apparently I wasn't closing the gates appropriately, but fair to say the gates are now appropriately closed, so that's all good. And in between that you do get time to reflect. I think you roll through a couple $100 million in settled sales and real estate, well that's nice, but what have you learned? A couple of things stand out for me. Got the opportunity to do with Mercedes-Benz advanced driver training exercise several years ago, and I said to the group, what's the major cause of crashes? Bad driving, bad weather, too fast. Well, the reality of it was, which is Mercedes-Benz's research, is it was the inability to appropriately stop a car. How do you get someone driving on a rural road in the Hawke's Bay with a kilometre straight stretch with a one tree, and a drunk driver ends up wrapped around a tree? So the short answer there is look for the gap, don't look at the problem. There are gaps everywhere. The other thing that stood out to me was from a guy called Tom Panos, who's a great real estate coach in Australasia, and that saying is, you're not a tree, you can move. So if you're in an environment where, hey, you think it's all doom and gloom, the reality is, sometimes we don't know what we don't know. We need to be careful not to make the mistake of thinking, the market is what we thought it was 3 weeks ago, but there's plenty, of stuff still happening out there. We've got my kids today starting online learning blocks with the rest of the country. Hopefully that's going really well. We'll check in later on and make sure they've done their schoolwork for the day. I do have some notes just down here, so if I glance down every once in a while, just please forgive me. And I've purposely left it a couple of weeks to sort of do something or say something. I've got so many emails about, from various companies, and we're doing this and we're doing that, and we're good corporate citizens. People, I think at times like this, they're so worried about it getting wrong, they forget to get it right. A really good food chain that I like to take my kids to, I'll leave their name out of it, setting out, we're taking extra precautions to wash our hands and bits and pieces. Well, to be honest, I would have preferred just to know that they were washing their hands prior to that anyway. Well, anyway, c'est la vie. You settle down, you find your feet, you find a new rhythm, and you've got to get on with stuff and look for the gap. Tomorrow I'm going to send out an email survey to my database, which has got several thousand people in there, and surveys are boring. I thought, God, do I really want to do this? So I'll put in a couple of New World vouchers for the winners, maybe $150 each, maybe two of those. Nice to have two chances to win. And all I'm going to ask is, given the change in our world of things, are you still thinking of selling, or are you still thinking of buying, or is your preference to wait a while in your current situation? And the reason I want to do that is, if people are ringing me and asking me, Foss, what do you think, or what do you know in bits and pieces? Well, I'd like to go past what do I think and what do I feel. I'd actually like to say I'd like to know. So if you're inclined, jump on the survey. I'll keep it really short, and we'll randomly select a couple of winners, and you certainly get a groceries voucher, because hopefully that's helpful. There's sure as hell nothing on special at the supermarket at the moment, but there we go. Now the other thing is, there will be answers on the other side of this. A lot of the macroeconomists in the world have poignantly noted the key to this is to err on the side of abundance. Now that includes Adrian Orr, our Governor of the Reserve Bank. So there are going to be solutions. Maybe we can't see them right now, and yeah, it's going to be tough for some people. I just remember when I started my real estate career, I knew 3 people in Christchurch, and I was getting some good listings, and people that had been around in the industry for 20-25 years saying, oh well, how did you get that listing? I knew that person and I've known them for 25 years and I'm down at the pub with them every Friday night and blah blah blah. Now when I listed that property, the one I can think of, the guy said to me, he said, well Foss, we'd never met you before, you wonder why we gave you the listing? And I said, well actually yeah, I do. And he said, well, we know all these people, and the fact is they're down at the pub talking about everyone else's business all the time, and you know, it's tough. So this was the middle of the GFC. The reality is we don't want to be the next person that they're talking about down at the pub or whatever with their mates on a Friday night. So you know, sometimes while you've got to connect with people, you know, you also need to know when to talk to people and also when to keep your mouth shut. So look, if there's something I can help you with or that you'd like to know, just sing out. It's treated with the highest confidence and the utmost professionalism. And the other thing is, I'm clearly missing a little bit of sport. So at the bottom of this clip or at the end of it, there is a link. If there's no live sport on now, go and watch some old stuff, you know. And if you watch the link, you'll know some days you only need one boot on. Righto, tomorrow, hopefully we'll reveal the winners of the supermarket vouchers, and going a little bit further up the beach, although still staying in my bubble, to collect some driftwood. So maybe we're getting some driftwood for the fire. We'll announce who those winners are. So look, I hope you're well, and just remember, there is plenty of good news out there. We're all using these platforms like Zoom, and go and have a look at the share price of Zoom, you know. So sometimes tough times create opportunities in other directions, but look for the gap, and you're not a tree, you can move. All right, otherwise I hope everything is super well, and look forward to touching base with you soon. Thank you.